Hello, hello. Man, I do not know why things just got me running late when it comes to this project strip, man. But I'm here. I'm here. I was here at 7. I just had to make some adjustments, but yeah, I am here, friends. Hello, Miracle Sims here. I guess I can wait for someone to log in perhaps, or I'll just while I pull up my questions. Just a heads up, this is the Q&A. So, in this, I'm going to answer some questions that were given to me beforehand. And if anybody joins me live, then I'll answer your questions as well. Um, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I got the heads up that, there may be some questions that need to be answered, X, Y, and Z, in regards to me and my involvement in this film strip. And so that's what this is about, friends. I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Um, while I pull up my notes here, or my list of questions. Hey, got 3 people watching. Cool, cool. Shout yourselves out. Let me know who's here. Let me know who's here. While I probably should have went live here on this iPad um, instead. So hello everyone. Thank you so much for your patience, everybody. Um, yeah. So has everyone that's here on the live? Have you all watched the film? Shout it out. Shout it out. Yay, nay. I see some likes going up. Okay, cool. So you have watched the film. Great. So I guess y'all have questions, right? Um, yeah, I wanted to have music on and everything, like, but hey, we'll get straight to it because I don't want to well, hold y'all up too long. Oh, I see who's here. Hey, Miss Melverie. Hello, Miss Carol. Thanks, Miss Mel. All right. Thank you, ladies. Thanks for shouting out. Thanks for saying a little something. Oh, you still just watched the trailer? Well, technically, so I'm kind of hesitant to share out of my own mouth what's going on or like where it is because technically the director, it's like she doesn't necessarily want people to know that it's out. Um, However, like honestly, y'all let me know it was out. You know what I'm saying? The people, y'all the one tagged me and showed me where it is. So I'm still tagged. If you guys want to go and see on my regular page where the movie is, if you don't know where it is, but as of right now, it's kind of like I'm not, or I've kind of been asked not to um, share or shout it out. So yeah, so the movie is technically out and can be seen now, Miss Mill. All right, so I have my questions. Was there anything else I was gonna pull up? I feel like I need to pull up music. Can you guys hear my little man whining in the background back there? Because if so, then I need to turn on some music because y'all don't want to hear that. um, okay, so let me do this real quick. I'm going to make sure. Let me share this on my main page, just in case people didn't get the memo that we're here on. That we're here on. Nope. Let's see. Send to. Okay, share now. But yeah, we're here on my. So this is my acting page. So if you guys haven't liked my acting page, then please hit a like. Hit a like. Um, I mean, I guess it's important to have followers and all that. I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna share with you guys some more information about like my thoughts about everything and my personal, I guess, ideas about mainstream media and all that jazz. Let me pull my notes back up. All right, so we'll get to it then, friends. I see. Uh, Thank you all to everyone that's here. Obviously, you guys are here because you guys want more information about Strip and my whole involvement and everything like that. So let's get into it. So, friends, as you guys know, my name is Miracle Sims. Okay, and I am an actress. I'm from Jackson, Georgia. So shout out to Jackson because y'all been standing up, shouting the sister out. So thank you, thank you, thank you to each and every person that have shouted me out, that have watched the film, all those amazing things. Thank you guys for the support and everything like that. And but I'm based in Atlanta, and so long story short, my first feature film, or my first role as the lead in a feature film has been released. So just a heads up, this is a project that I'm acting in. It's not a project that I produce, because some of you, just so you guys can know the difference, because you guys may know I have a business, and you guys know I put on shows and stuff like that. So this is not that. This project was it was written, directed, produced by a lady named O'Seridan. So O'Seridan is the writer, director, producer of this movie Strip. I am just the lead actor, um, and so yeah, I'm thankful to her for the opportunity and everything like that. So I have some general information to share with you guys before I get into the questions. I actually have 25 questions that was given to me, before I got started, or before the Q&A. And if there's any other questions that you all have, then shout it out. I see that there's a question link or something like that. Throw your questions in there and everything like that, especially if you don't hear your questions being answered in the 25 that were given to me beforehand. Okay, so general notes about my involvement with the film. Okay, so I so long story short, I came across a casting for this film, and the interesting thing was that it was saying we need a dark skinned, petite, African American woman that can play 20s. So all those things are things that's like, I'm just like, whoa, that sounds like me. Then it said nudity, and then I passed it up. I was like, never mind, right? But then maybe like a week or so later, I came across the casting again on a totally different website. And that's when I started to kind of wonder. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, sometimes when I get things being said or things that's like being seen multiple times and stuff like that, for me, it's like confirmation, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of how I started to look at it. So I was like, So honestly, one of the first things I did at that point, aside from, thinking and praying about it, I went and talked to my husband about it and was like, hey, babe, what do you think about a film like this? You know what I'm saying? And so we just kind of had a conversation. He shared his concerns and everything like that. But then at the end of the day, he pretty much let me know, like, hey, I support you, whatever you want to do, X, Y, and Z. So as I thought and prayed about it, and I talked to my mom, I believe, around that time too. And so as I thought and prayed about it, I just was like, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to just audition and we'll see where it goes. So that's how, that's how I came across the casting for Strip. So just to give you guys some dates and of the timeline, I sent my email that was requesting information. So I had to send my email. I sent an email in for myself. So that's another thing too, y'all. Anybody into acting, like, look, I'll tell you right now, like, you got to grind for yourself out here. You know what I'm saying? Even if you have an agent or whatever, you need to be looking for your own work or creating your own work, but that's a whole other thing. So anyway, so I submitted myself for this project. This was an independent film, but anyway. So I submitted myself, or asked information, December 28th, 2016. So I went back and got all this. I got it on the page here. So yeah. So 2016. Y'all, what year we in now? 2020, right? Okay. So yes, in 2016, December. Did I just lose it? Okay, yeah. So that's when I sent in my resume and things like that, requesting the information. And then I was sent a couple of scenes to perform. So I did my video audition, and then I submitted that information in. And then I was requested to do an additional video, which would be called a callback. So I was requested to do additional video. I submitted that in. And that was, so all of that happened and it was around January 5th, 2017 is when I submitted my last requested video audition. Okay. So after that, I didn't hear about the project for months. And so, and that's pretty typical in the acting world. Like sometimes you'll audition for something, you just never hear about it again. Um, so little did I know, uh, on July the 13th, 2017. So between January and, you know what I'm saying? See how long it was? Anyway, so on July the 13th, 2017, that's when I was offered the role by O'Sheridan. She emailed me and offered me the role. So the thing is, so when I auditioned for the role, I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna audition. I'm not gonna judge the role. I'm not gonna judge the character. I'm just gonna audition and see where it goes. But then, like when she offered me the role, now I got to look at things differently. Now I got to ask all the questions. Now I got to see, what is this nudity about? What are you trying to do with this film? Like all the questions, right? And so as I asked my questions, she answered all my questions and everything like that. And then she sent me the script. So I probably have the script in here somewhere. It's probably over there somewhere. But anyway, send me this big script, right? So here I go to husband. I'm like, man, all right. So she sent me the script. Let's see what it say. Let's see what this script sound like talking about. So as I'm reading the script and everything like that, the more I just was like, you know what? Wow, it's a pretty, powerful piece. I felt like it was a powerful piece. Honestly, there was a lot of scenes that stood out to me, but the scene with the father, well, I don't know if everyone hasn't seen it, and this might be spoiler, so I'll try not to say too much, just in case people haven't seen the movie. But then you guys have, I know most of you guys have seen like the scene because we've been sharing that one a lot. So the scene where the father is going back and forth when I'm going back and forth with the father. That scene was probably one of the ones that kind of sealed it for me because I just was like, yeah, man. Because I tell you guys, up until then, I guess this is something I left out, but just so you guys know, I've been acting, I would say, since college. I would consider that to be the start of my professional acting career. So I graduated college in 2006, and ever since then, I would consider that my professional acting career outside of school. And so at this point, it's like 10 plus years, y'all, of acting. And I've done a lot of things. I'm grateful and thankful for all the things I've done. However, as I've said, this is my first lead role in a feature film. So, so like I said, I know there's a lot of reasons that technically that I auditioned. But we'll get into more of that later. So let's talk about the timeline. Let's finish talking about timeline. Okay. So yeah. So then I was offered a role, and then after I read the script, that's when I was like, I can do this. I believe in this. I believe I can stand by this project, whatever the case is. So then we started filming the movie. So you guys probably saw me going back and forth to New York and things like that. Majority of the film was filmed in New York. Goodness, I should have brought my water in here. Man. Anyway, so majority of the film was filmed in New York. There were scenes also filmed in San Francisco, in Vegas. And there were some things that were filmed out here as well. Man, I'm about to do like the most ratchet thing. You'd be like, hey, babe, I wonder if he's going to hear me. Can you bring my water? Let me see if he hear me. Hey, babe! Can you bring my water, please? Thank you. I'm getting choked up. Sorry, I was like, it is getting hot in here too. All right, so that's the timeline. So then, so we started filming September the 6th, 2017, and then we finished filming July the 23rd, 2019. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys those general notes before we got into the questions, okay? Because, you know what I'm saying? To let you guys know, like, the behind the scenes in regards to, that process. So it's, as you guys can see, it's been over 2-some years or something like that. Thank you so much, babe. You're welcome. Man. All right. So, let's get into these 25 questions, all right? Okay. So, question number 1, which I feel like is the main question everybody has, right? Now, speaking of that guy, he gone now, but oh well. First question is about him. What did my husband think? Okay, so as you guys know, okay, so here's the thing. Like I told you guys in the beginning, he was a part of the process from the beginning, right? So he was familiar. It wasn't like I hid it from him or anything like that. So he was privy to everything. Me signing on the whole process, right? Since 2016. So now the thing was throughout the process, he would say that I'm just not gonna watch the film. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt some kind of way about that because I'm like, man, how you not gonna watch my first film? You know what I mean? My first feature film. Like, you gotta watch my first feature film. I mean, I get it, but you know. But that was the thing he was saying. That whole time, like those years that I was filming and all that stuff, he just was like, I'm probably not gonna watch the film, but I'll support. I'll be at the party, but I'm probably not gonna watch the type of thing. And then I would say like maybe a week or so before the party. As you guys know, I just did the screening party a few weeks ago. So a week or two before that, he finally, I guess, I don't know if I broke him down by teasing him, I don't know, but he finally was like, he was going to watch the film. He planned to watch the film. And I was like, okay, cool. So you're going to watch the film? Cool. But I ain't going to lie, like, watching him and watching my mom watch the film, it was awkward. But, but, so yeah, that was my perspective of him. But for him, he says this. He says it was awkward to see me with someone else. However, he understands that it's all fake. So, and again, did I write down the other stuff he said? That's pretty much what he said. Like, he knows that it's not real, and so, and he understands that this is an opportunity, a stepping stone, and at the end of the day, he feels like a lot of the greats have had to do either nudity or things of this nature. So, yeah, so that's how he feels about it. Okay, so I know that's the number one question. There you go. There's the answer. All right. So here you go. Someone asked me, do I really know how to change a tire? So those of you guys haven't seen it, I mean, I guess you guys are gonna see I change a tire in the movie. So okay, funny thing. So I know how to do it technically, right? But the ironic thing is, anytime that I've had issue in real life, and I was getting ready to do it, somebody would come and help me. So, yeah. So technically, I do know how to change a tire, but I never really had to do it, if that makes any sense. But anyway, number 3 is what is the most challenging moment during filming? Now, during filming, which I would consider that you're asking me the filming process. I would just not say the whole film was challenging, but kind of. Because like I said, again, like this is an independent film. It wasn't like it's a major motion picture with a huge budget and all of that. So, and then even with me going to New York and all that stuff, like I would say it wasn't as glamorous as people would think that it is. Like I said, this is an independent film. Shout out to Sarah. I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest about like, so imagine, just for example of some of the stuff that was going on was like, imagine, we're going like all around New York, different places, upstate New York, to Jersey, all these different places, taking the subway. I'm dragging my costumes in my suitcase that I packed. You know what I'm saying? Like I was doing my own makeup and stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it was. So I would say that part was challenging because then even towards the middle of those 2 years, you guys know, oh, I forgot about that. How can I forget about that? Midway in, y'all, the other thing I left off the timeline is finding out that I was pregnant. I found out on February the 23rd, 2018 that I was pregnant. And then, so yeah. Well, that's when I took the test and confirmed that I was pregnant. So that, like I said, add that into it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was challenging, you know what I mean? Because it was a lot of traveling, it was a lot of here and there and everywhere and stuff like that. So I would say that was the most challenging thing during the filming of this project. How did I prepare mentally before each scene? So for me, I'm pretty much just focused on the script. I focus on the director would talk to me about like how she wanted the character to be, and and I just kind of would let, marinate on that and then do whatever I need to do. Um, you know, I would say like that day that we finally did that scene with me and Dad, I was like, I was excited about the scene, but at the same time too, it just was like, also just so thankful and grateful to be there and to be doing it and and to have the opportunity and everything like that. So I was very emotional that day, and I was like, Lord, don't let me cry all my tears, because these are tears of happiness, but I need some tears for the scene. But as you guys can see, I was well with that. But yeah, that's how that was, mentally preparing for each scene. Just really just reading the scenes, staying in the moment. Uh, and yeah, like when you're in scenes and you're in those moments that for me, it's like you can't do anything but bring it out. So that was that. What did I learn from playing Ariel? Oh man, there's a lot of things I learned. But I would say even now I'm learning way way more things. At the end of the day, like I said, or maybe you don't know, but I've told a lot of people. But long story short is there's a lot of reasons I took on this role. One of the reasons is because I realized, as I read the script and everything like that, that this could easily be any woman's story. I feel like as women, we probably come to the crossroads a lot. You probably come to the crossroads because it's like, as an actor, and this is of course not the first nude role I've come across, not the first, all this stuff, you know what I mean? And it's like, sometimes you're like, man, should I do this? Should I do that? X, Y, and Z. And if you're going through a tough time, I can't say that, you won't, the thought won't cross your mind like, hey, I hear that this is an easy way to get money. You know what I'm saying? So because of that, I just was like, you know what? If my life was a little bit different, like if I wasn't raised the way I was, and if I didn't have my relationship with Christ, right, then this girl Ariel could easily be me, and that's why I took the role, because I feel like this represents a lot of real people, and and there, like I said, several reasons I took the role. The three main ones is that, one, if I could talk to the younger girls that are looking at all the stuff that's out in the world today, and including this film, right? They're looking at these women, and no offense to the women that do what they have to do in XYZ. I'm not trying to offend nobody. But this type of lifestyle and this type of job or everything like that is celebrated. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the thing to do. Like, it's all all on Instagram, here on Facebook. Like, people are doing this thing. And promoting it and being like, this is the best thing. But the thing that I liked about the film is that it showed the other side. It showed the side that people don't necessarily think about. The fact that, the consequences to some of the choices that we made. And I felt like that would be a great conversation starter to have with younger girls. To me, I felt like it brought more awareness to the women, or for the women that are actually making that type of decision, to be like, hey, sometimes people make decisions, and they have to do what they have to do, and there's reasons why, And last but not least, now this might be the touch one. Look, I'm choked up right now. Y'all don't want me to tell you, but I'm gonna tell you. My third reason was like to open up the dialogue to Christians, because, as you guys know, I have a talk show, I have the podcast, stuff like that, and it's geared towards Christians. Which I didn't have. I had the idea at the time when I was starting this, but I didn't have it now. So it's just ironic that everything just is falling together. But that's God. But anyway, but I wanted to spark this conversation amongst Christians, because I feel like sometimes we look at people and we're judging them by whatever they're doing, and at the end of the day, it's like, let us not forget that none of us are perfect. Let us not forget that we all need grace and mercy, and that's what it is. So those are the three main reasons why I took on the role, and those are things that I learned from playing that role. As well as I got a little taste of what it felt like to have PTSD, because that was something my character was dealing with at some point. And yeah, like, I mean, outside of the acting aspect of what did I learn, that's what I learned. Really, really stepping in someone else's shoes and showing that side of things. So there you go. Okay. So 6, Did the film have any impact on you personally? Meaning diving into a life that's opposite of your own. So yeah, that's what I was saying with what I just shared with you guys a minute ago. But I would say it's even deeper now for me because I've noticed that I've become more sensitive in regards to, my eyes and my ears are more sensitive to things of this nature. So recently, I would say over the past week, I was kind of sort of introduced to this woman that was dealing with, sex trafficking and everything like that. At the end of the day, for me, like, yeah, okay, I know that this role kind of scratches the surface of what people are actually going through in life. But to be introduced to this lady, Allie, which I've shouted her out several times on social media already. But if you guys just hear her story at all, it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy the world we're living in, you know what I'm saying? But, and like I said, when it gets into sex trafficking and the stuff that's going on with the kids right now and all of that, I feel like it's timely. My involvement in this film is very timely. Um, and that's why those are just confirmations for me that I did the right thing. Like I'm not gonna lie, I kind of struggled with that at some point to be like, man, did I make the right decision? Was that God that I was like, God, you opened this door for me, and I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm trying to walk in, but at the same time, I understand it's different. Like you guys say, it's different from who I am in a lot of ways. So it's like I struggled with that. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end of the day, it's been confirmed to me my um what some of the things, like I said, I've just become my eyes and ears have become more sensitive to this subject. And honestly, I don't know if I will be talking about any of this stuff that I'm talking about now. Like lately I've been talking a lot about sex trafficking. I've been talking a lot about the children, the missing kids and everything like that. And then yes, being even more sensitive to the subject of people that are actually living in the lifestyle of erotic dance or whatever, whatever people are doing, right? Like my mom wouldn't know none of this stuff before this film, and that's real. You know what I mean? Like, so the fact that I'm out here being a voice for these people now is, I don't know, it's God to me. Like I don't know what y'all feel or whatever, but anyway, let's keep going. So the nudity. Your thoughts and then family and friends' reactions. So my thoughts about the nudity. So going on. So obviously I knew there was going to be some nudity involved. When I took on the role. My personal thoughts about nudity is, I mean, I don't mind being nude. Now I know this is different, because different than being in your house. Um, but so I would say honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, the character's mindset was probably worse than the nudity part. At the time or whatever. Now I would say now, okay, so my first few scenes, there was one I had to, like, the first time I had to wear a thong in the scene. It felt different because I did another film. It was a short film that I did, and I had to be in my bra and panties, and so it was a different feeling to be in a thong for some reason, for that scene or whatever. And I don't know if I was self conscious at the time. I just was like, man, I need to go work out. I didn't know we was gonna do these scenes today. um, so I came back when I came back home after that. I was like, I started like a little workout routine. Well, boom. Next thing I know, I'm pregnant. So I think all of that kind of went out the window. I was just like, oh, whatever. Then it doesn't even matter at this point if I'm working out. So I just kind of, I guess, so whatever self consciousness I had about being nude or filming and stuff like that, it kind of went away when I got pregnant, because I just was like, I mean, well, there's nothing I can do about that at this point. Then I would say the last few scenes, because there were some scenes that were shot after I had NJ, and so those scenes, I would say, when I had to do a scene, which I'll explain a little bit more too, but I had to do a scene that was kind of, okay, I'll go ahead and explain it now. So the scenes where I look like that I look fully nude, I wasn't necessarily fully nude. The thing I negotiated, I guess, was to not show my vaginal area. You know what I'm saying? So as we were shooting those scenes, I was covered here. But there's like special type of underwear that like can cover you but leave your sides open. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a thong. It's just to tell you guys what it's kind of like a thong. So I was covered, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, if you're shooting from the side, it looks like I'm not. So so that's one thing, you know, for those scenes that we had to get a full body. And then I understood that the director, there were some scenes where she you know, wanted to do, like, she didn't want to like hide from the fact of, or be like, oh, I'm gonna place a blanket over you type of thing. She wanted it to feel real or whatever the case is. Um so I did, you know, I was open to some of the topless scenes and things like that at the time. Now thinking back on it, this what 2 years later, or some years, however many years later, right? Thinking back on it now, I feel like maybe I could have negotiated less skin. You know, I feel like honestly, now this is me personally. I feel like, you know, a lot of times you can tell the story without, you know, all of that. You know, I feel like there's ways to establish something without going all the way there. But see, that's the difference between being the director, writer, producer, and then being the talent. You know what I mean? I was explaining to someone earlier, you know, this was her canvas. I was just the paint. You know what I mean? So there's the difference. Like, if I was producing this, then I probably would have did it another way. But because this wasn't my production, you know, I'm just here to, you know, now again, I think it back on it, maybe I could have tried to negotiate a couple of different things, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, yeah, that's how I felt about the nudity. So hopefully I answered that question for y'all. I hope I answered it. But yeah, that's how I felt about it. Family and friends reaction. Oh, okay. So her mom. So when I asked mom, she was like, "Well, you showed a lot of your back, but." Her and Dario love my back for some reason. I don't know why my back is such a big issue, but she's like, you showed a lot of your back. And then doggone, shout out to my brother, Kelvin. This boy, like, how you gonna tell me he talking about some? I was shocked. I'm like, how you shocked, bro? Like, the thing is called strip. Like, you knew that. You knew that this was gonna be part of the film. Like, I don't know. So, but my sister, you know, shout out to Nala, you know what I'm saying? She just, I guess she's just mature about the situation. She just was like, you know, but this happens, and, you know, X, Y, and Z, and, you know, X, Y, and Z, you know. I'm treating this like any other film, you know. So that was their reactions and stuff like that. So, did I finish answering that question? How do I feel? Oh, so a second part of that. Okay, no, okay, so that question came with like 3 parts. Okay, so the next part of it says, how do I feel about being a little more exposed to the world? Again, I think I kind of just answered that when I said, like, you know, looking back on it now, maybe I could have negotiated some, you know, doing some stuff a little differently, or tried to negotiate doing some stuff a little differently. But you know, I mean, well, one, I wasn't the only person nude in the film. You know what I'm saying? There was some other ladies that had to be top, you know, they were topless as well. And, you know, so, you know, yeah, honestly, probably I was more nervous about what y'all would think versus, like, actually being nude. That's honest, you know. But anywho, so being exposed to the world. How was it being topless with a fellow castmate? So depending on who we're talking about. So I'm assuming they're talking about the gentleman that was in the love scene. It was okay. I mean, he was cool. So here's the thing with him. So long story short about him, it was both of our first love scenes, so that was cool. Or that was like, so we related to each other in that aspect. The weird thing is, I don't know if this is TMI. It might be TMI. Okay, so I was nervous at the time because, like, I don't know if you people that know me personally, then you might know that, like, sometimes my skin break out in places randomly. You know, this is like, it did it here at one point. That's why this bug crap is here. I want to say, I don't know when. I want to say a few years ago. Probably when I started this film. I don't know. I had a rash here, and then the rash went away, but this bullcrap stayed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to getting like rashes every now and then, random places. You know, and I don't know what triggers it. I don't know if it's certain perfumes or whatever the case is. So I want to say when we did our scene, I think I might have had a rash on my chest, and I was like, okay, look, this ain't nothing scary. It's just something. It's gonna go away. So that's kind of how that was. It just was kind of being like, I know you're gonna see something right now. Like, I just want to let you know that it ain't nothing contagious. Like, so that's how it was with him. And then being topless with the other females, it's like I guess I'm not saying normal or regular, but I mean it's just like, you know, making the best of the situation. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it was. So that's how it was. How did it feel kissing such a fine young man and being married? Was there discomfort or arousal? So, you guys are referring to Mr. Tyree Jamar. Shout out to him. Um, so when I met him, so when I met him, we were about to do the scene in the cafe, and so it was like, "Hi, nice to meet you," and then we had to sit down and look at each other passionately, and then share a kiss. So when we did that scene, I would say that I didn't necessarily feel anything when we kissed, and so I was kind of happy about that because I don't know what to feel, because I haven't really been with anyone since I met my husband back in 2014. You know what I mean? So it was like I don't know what it was gonna be, but when I forced the kiss and do that scene, and I didn't feel anything, I was like, okay, cool. This might be all right. um, so then later on we ended up doing the love scene. And I'll be honest and say that I kind of felt a little tingle or something then. But the funny thing is that I was super duper pregnant when we did those scenes. So there was no way to forget who I really am in my real life and my reality. You know what I mean? So that was the interesting thing. And I'm talking about super duper pregnant. If you guys go back on my Instagram or something like that, you'll see a picture of me and him. We were sitting on the beach or whatever. Super duper pregnant. That's a whole other thing. I won't get into my commentary about that. Because, like I said, it was a 2-year long process. So, but okay, fine. I'm going to say this. No offense, man. I'm not trying to offend nobody, but I was like, why did we wait and do those scenes when I was super duper pregnant? Like, I wasn't showing for a long time. We could have did those scenes at one of the times that I wasn't showing, but to help, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I didn't control none of that. See, difference between being the actor and the producer. See what I'm saying? Anyway. It's so, where we go. Have the movie changed your views and perceptions in any way? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, like I was telling you guys earlier, I'm more sensitive to the plight of the women. I'm more sensitive to the plight of people that are, making certain choices in their life, as well as the plight of individuals like those human trafficking and stuff like that. Y'all, it's like when y'all look up some of this stuff, it's terrible to see. It's terrible to think of. It's terrible to believe that this is the world we're living in. And honestly, stripping and all this is like the gateway to some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. So more so than me being in this film, more so than any of that, like let's save the children. You know what I'm saying? Like let's talk about the real stuff. Like, yeah. So in that aspect, yes, it has had an impact on me. Yeah. Let me see. Or change my perception in that way. How do I feel about the outcome of the movie? So, y'all, I'm just happy that it's done. I'm happy that it's out. I'm happy that it's complete. Like I said, I mean, when I signed on, this was supposed to be like a few months of filming, and I get it. Like I said, Osara didn't grind. She got this thing done. I think she was funding it all herself. I mean, she could probably answer that better than I can. But so I get that it went a little longer than planned. But yeah, I'm just happy to see it completed, and so because it's one thing when you're in something and you never see it completed, like that's yeah. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Was your faith in God tested during the process and planning of the movie? So yeah, yes and no, yes and no. And as I shared with you guys before, my faith and stuff was tested when it was like when I got the green light. You know what I'm saying? When I got like not say the okay, but I don't know, but at that time I really felt led to go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, when you're I can't lie and say I didn't question it. Like I said before, it's like, man, you know, I can't lie. I mean, I know a lot of filmmakers. There's a lot of people that I know that have made films and stuff like that that know me personally. And it's like, and it was kind of like, man, like, why was this my first film? Like, why was this my debut? Like, over 10 years, y'all know I done auditioned for a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so for this to be my first feature film or lead role, I just was like, that did kind of test my faith in some ways because I'm like, man, did I hear right? Or in asking all those questions. But like I said, it's more confirmed now. To me, it's more confirmed now because you see with all the things that are coming out and all the things that I'm able to speak about now. It was not on my mind before. So, yeah, that's how my faith was tested. What was your family's reaction or response after seeing you in the movie? Majority of everybody is like happy. Most everybody is supportive and I mean, you guys know y'all shouting me out and everything like that. I mean, I would say throughout the process of filming and stuff like that, I might have only heard like negative responses 2 or 3 times. Actually, I had somebody on my Instagram. They ain't not on there no more, so don't worry about it. But I know y'all. Y'all would go on there and be like, "Hey, who is this?" The post ain't on there no more. But somebody went on and was saying something like, "Why did you do this bootleg film with that ugly wig?" or something they had said like that. And I went on their page and I couldn't see who they were. So I just was like, okay, if you're not a real person and you don't know me, like, I'm not answering your question. You're blocked. Like, I don't have time for you. Like, people that got questions, y'all, that's cool if you got questions. But like, don't come and try to shame me. You know what I'm saying? Like on my page, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know me and you're not bold enough to show who you are. Like, you know? Not when real people are out here struggling and real people are getting trafficked and real people are like, this scratches the surface. Like, this movie only scratches the surface of some of the stuff really going on in people's lives. So like, people be tripping, but whatever. What was I saying? Oh, so that was the reactions. Okay, so was it difficult working with any of the cast? So, well, first let's shout out to the cast. Shout out to Tyree Jamar. Shout out to Ignacio Foster, who played my dad. Shout out to Valerie Johnson, who played my mom. Shout out to the girl y'all love to hate, Jasmine McLeish. She played Stacy. Shout out to Christina Jolie Breza. She played, oh man, her name, Elizabeth. She played Liz Elizabeth. Shout out to David Petrillo. He played the like the FBI guy. And then shout out to Phil Smirnoff. He was like the Russian guy. They were all cool. They were all wonderful to work with. Honestly, I didn't have a problem working with anybody on set. I think the interesting thing was like I say, I like to go on sets and get to know people and stuff like that. And so I never wanted to come on set with the air of, oh, I'm the lead. Oh, yes, I'm the, like, I feel like bringing that type of energy to a set doesn't help or benefit anything. So for me, when I was meeting everybody, I just stay me. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like I was able to build really cool bonds with everybody throughout the process. And I feel like I got a good group of friends, like in New York now. Tyree's over in California. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I can hit them up at any time and it'd be cool and it'd be love. So, shout out to all of y'all. They were awesome to work with. Is your response to helping your father in the movie something you would recommend for anyone to do in real life or no? So, no, I would not recommend someone to do what Ariel did. No judgment, you know what I'm saying, to people that do make those decisions, but that was part of my reason for doing it, is to show this film shows the other side of the coin. That shows, hey, there are consequences to your choice and your actions. So no, that's my whole thing. Like, I hope that my involvement in this film would help some young girl be like, you know what, I might be in a situation, but I watched that movie and I saw some of the consequences that Ariel went through by making that choice, and I'm gonna make a different decision. That's for me. Like, that's what I hope. How do you feel since being in the movie? Like I said, I just feel like it's accomplishment. You know what I mean? I feel like um, I just appreciate the opportunity. I'm always gonna be thankful to O'Sheridan for this opportunity. Because like I said, for so long I was just waiting and praying for an opportunity to show what I could do as an actor. Now Lord knows I didn't know I'm gonna show it like this, but at the same time too, this piece allowed me to show in a dramatic work what I could do as a lead and as a performer and as an actor. And yeah, so I'm grateful for that. I'm always going to be thankful and grateful for that. How did you manage to jack the girl up by the collar being pregnant? You seem to be a bit strong there. Shout out to Jasmine McLeish. Obviously, you did a great job reacting, huh? That's what they're saying here. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it's acting, so obviously she did a great job of reacting to my moves and actions, Yeah, I don't, I ain't too much jacking people up in real life, So yeah, that's that's all with that. Did you and the guy that played your dad develop a bond? Yes, Mr. Ignacio Foster. I call him Pops. He's like my New York Pops. He's cool. Like he actually, for those of you guys that don't know, he draw. You guys remember when I had the gender reveal for NJ? He drew my African American Phil and Lils. Um, yeah, man, he's a cool guy. Like he's a cool guy. He showed me around some places in New York. We went and had a slice, but the last time I went up there, when I got ready to leave or whatever, he's really cool. So shout out to you, Mr. Nash. Um, let's see. How did it feel stripping on stage pregnant? And did NJ kick? So, how did it feel? Well, so majority of my scenes, I didn't necessarily have an audience or something like that, so that was okay. I guess that helped. Now, if you're referring to the goal scene, which I felt like was the least sexiest thing, like that was like the least sexiest scene to me. Like the only part I felt was cool about that scene was probably when the extra put the money in his mouth. He did that on his own. That wasn't in the script, and that gave me something to play off of to go and get it back with my mouth, So that part was cool, but the rest of it was just like, girl, because I had a feeling. It was just like, eh. Now I don't know if NJ kicked during my filming process, but anytime that he moved around, it was magical. So yeah, that's how that is. Let's see. How does your husband currently feel about the future movies and interactions? Have that changed? No, he feels the same. He feels. I asked him this morning, so he feels the same. He feels like it's a stepping stone. He feels like um, whatever opportunities I would like to take or whatever he supports. That's how he feels. Look, I'm blessed. I'm blessed, y'all. Here we go. How did it feel? How did you feel about being naked on film? I think I answered that before. But yeah, I think I answered that earlier, so I'll skip that one. How was the overall experience? Like I said, the overall experience, I'm so thankful and grateful for. Like it was a blessing. It was awesome to observe, Osarian's filmmaking process, as well as meet these awesome people in New York and Jersey. Like I met a whole lot of people throughout the process, and we went to a lot of different places. So, yeah, man, it was a blessing and a great opportunity, and I really appreciate it. That's how I feel. Would you get naked on film again? I don't intend to. I don't intend to. I'll get more into that. I'll answer that more. I've done this type of role. This is how I feel, and no offense to again to anyone, but this is how I feel about it. I play this type of role. I'm the type of actor I don't want to get typecast in any type of role. So I want to be able to do a lot of different roles. So I've done this role. It's time for me to do something different. That was the whole thing about me being in it. It was like I've never played a role like this before. The character, guys, as you guys know, even just the character herself, her personality, all of that stuff, it was a challenge, but also like a good challenge. It was like something to, step into and like, can I do this? Oh, okay, I can do this. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I feel about roles and stuff like that. It's like I don't necessarily intend to. We'll see what God do, but I don't intend to. How was the overall experience? I think I answered that. I mean, overall it was cool. At the same time too, it was, independent film. It was, film guerrilla style. It was kind of, nerve wracking sometimes. I was like, well, Are we supposed to be here? Like, trying to get shots and stuff like that. But I mean, it was cool. Did you learn anything different about yourself from doing this movie? About myself. Well, I mean, I learned that I could be a lead in a feature film. But I guess I always felt I could, but just needing the opportunity. That's all it was. I was like, can I get the opportunity, Lord? And so this was my opportunity. Anything about myself? Not at the moment. Not at the moment. I don't know if I have a. No, I don't think I learned anything new about myself. Yeah, other than I feel like I think I there's goals and ideas that God has given me, and I'm more inclined to do them now. I thought I was going to answer some of that, and yeah, I'll answer the rest of that later. But that's kind of where I'm at with that. How did I feel when I found out it was on? Because I'm not going to say, because I told y'all earlier I'm not supposed to be shouting out that it's on that place that it's at. So, how did I find out? So I told you guys the other day, I found out from y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it was interesting to find out. I was like, oh, okay. And then I hit up the director like, hey, do you know that it's on here? And she's like, how did you find out? I just found out. I'm like, the people told me, you know what I mean? Type of thing. So, I mean, I think it's cool. Like, honestly, I didn't know where this film would go. I know that the director has, a goal and vision for the film. But other than that, I didn't know where it would go. So, to see that it's out, to see that it's somewhere and it's being appreciated and, everything like that, I mean, it feels good. It feels like an accomplishment. So, yeah, that's how I feel. What's next for me? So, as you guys know, there's a lot of things I'm working on. Right now, my business is on pause. Miracle Plays is kind of on pause. So, but you guys know I've been kind of, hustling from home, doing my thing at home. I got God, Sex, and Love. That's been like the main thing. Every day I give the daily inspiration here on Facebook, and on the podcast, God, Sex, and Love. Y'all know I do the talk show every Friday with Preach the Word Worldwide Network. And I have several film ideas of my own. So that's the thing. Like I was about to say a second ago. Like I'm more like being in this film has encouraged me and emboldened me to create my own. Like I've already kind of been wanting to do that, but really being able to like observe and soak in, just seeing someone's process of how they did it and stuff like that, and just kind of taking my notes along the way and stuff like that. It was a great learning opportunity on a lot of aspects to make me feel like, you know what, hey, I watched O'Seriton grind. I watched O'Seriton, get this thing done. Shout out to her because, at the end of the day, she's done something that a lot of people. It's one thing to say you're gonna do something, and it's a whole nother thing to do it. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's where I'm at. I mean, I'm very encouraged to create my own films at this point. I have some ideas. I have some scripts I'm working on. So that's what's next for me, and that's why I say now I'm not gonna lie. A lot of my films are gonna be faith-based. And as you guys see, I'm not ashamed to talk about sex and all those things. So I'm not gonna shy away from sex just because it's a faith-based film. I want to be real. I want to create real, relatable faith-based films. So that's something that I have on my mind and heart to do. And perfectly soon, y'all keep an eye out for me that, we're going to get it done. So, let me see. Who's there? Does anyone have any questions? Let me scroll through and see if anybody had any questions. Okay, I don't see. Is there anybody there that wants to come in on live with me real quick and ask me a question that wasn't on the list? Or have a comment or something like that? If anybody? Beulah. Give you guys a minute or two. Come on in, y'all. Any questions? I'm looking. Okay. Well, I don't see anybody yet, so let me just do some more shout outs real quick or some more information for you guys. So, one thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that if you want more information about the film itself, you guys can go to stripfeature.com. stripfeature.com. There's all the information about the other actors, and all of that. I actually, during that time, I was filming Miracles Mirror, which was my vlog. So I got a lot of behind the scenes footage of when I was going to New York and all that stuff. So if you guys want to see some of that stuff, you guys can go to you guys can go on YouTube and look up Miracles Mirror, or you guys can go on CYOW TV here on Facebook and check out Miracles Mirror. I pretty much was filming up until I found out I was pregnant. Then I stopped filming for whatever reason around that time. I think I just was like, I'm just going to stay in the moment and not be filming and not be like stressing myself out, because I was just like, you know what? My first pregnancy, I don't know what to expect. I was probably nervous at that time, so I just kind of stopped vlogging. But for the majority of the filming process, I vlogged. And so I got behind the scenes footage of me being in New York and all the things that I was doing when I wasn't filming and stuff like that. So check that out. Check that out. Was there anything else? Well, you guys know you can find out more about me and all my endeavors on actressmiraclesims.com. You guys may know that I got a lot of groups and stuff here on Facebook. The most consistent thing I would say is God, Sex, and Love. That's the daily inspiration, as well as the talk show and stuff like that. But that's what's going on with that. Let me just look through again and see if anyone has any questions while I am here. Let me see. Is this in it? Okay. Well, friends, I mean, technically, I guess it's been a whole hour. It's now 8 o'clock. Not that I just had a time for y'all or whatever, but I mean, I won't hold y'all up. That's all I had. Those were my 25 questions that I had, and I believe that's all the information that I have. If you guys have any other questions or any other information or whatever, you guys can always hit me up. Y'all know me. A majority of y'all do. But yep, that's all then. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I hope that it enlightened you. I hope that you are encouraged in whatever you guys do. And yeah, I mean, don't be afraid to step out on faith. Don't be afraid to trust God and his process of what he has you do. At the end of the day, I get it. I get that when I say that I feel like God allowed me to do this opportunity. I understand that may not make sense to people, right? But at the end of the day, when I see, again, the things I'm talking about right now, the things that my eyes have been open to, my eyes and ears have been open to since I've been in this film, and then that I know that if I wasn't in this film, my eyes and ears probably would have been open to me, it's confirmation. Now, whether you believe it or not, it's up to you, but that's it, so that's all. I think that's all I got to say. I mean, I was just going live. It was requested that I go live. Heard y'all had questions and everything like that. But yeah, I won't be long y'all's time then. Thank you so much for listening and for watching the film. If you guys have not watched the film, go to my page and see where the film is. Y'all can go watch it. Sorry that I can't shout it out right now. If there's any other updates that I come across about the film, I will let you know. But yeah, that's that, friends. Thank you again for watching. I'll let you guys go unless somebody has a question or anything. Thanks, Miss Mel. Appreciate the support and everything like that. Ongoing support. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate all of you all, actually. Like I said, you guys have shown so much love. I would say that I was nervous for like, I try to treat this like I would do any other opportunity, but I understand that it's different. You know what I mean? Like, there's nudity, like there's a lot of things. It's revealing myself in a way that that I guess only my husband see. You know what I'm saying? And so I get that. And but at the same time too, it's like I've been doing my best to celebrate each moment this year and to just thank and praise God for where he has me and the opportunities that I do get and everything like that. And so, yeah, it's like, if I was in any other film, I would treat it the same. You know what I'm saying? I would shout it out. I would, be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to treat this the same way, so, and that's just where I'm at with it. So yeah, I hope I answered y'all questions though, y'all. I hope I answered your questions. All right, y'all go ahead and have a great day or a great evening. And again, I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Bye.